so today we're going to do a pod review on this plant right here, and this is called the Trinidad Scorpion Sweet. Now I have two phenos coming out here, and one is a dark green type pheno, and the other is like a light green, almost bone color type pheno. So I'm not sure what's going on with this, but this plant, this particular variety of pepper, I've been growing on and off throughout the years, and it always seems to throw out different phenos. But in general, usually these are the ones that are pretty good. Now, this could be an ultra hot again. I'm not sure if it's not. So I got to be really careful eating one of these because I don't want to do what I did years ago. This was the pepper I shot a video on. I said the pepper that almost killed me. Well, this is what it was supposed to be, not the other pepper. It wasn't supposed to be the other thing. It was supposed to be this. And so it's hard to say if this is actually supposed to be that hot or not anymore. I mean, I've had these last year and they were really sweet. They weren't really much heat on them at all. I don't even think they had the heat of a jalapeno. They were really pretty low. So that's what I'm hoping it is doing this year. But again, with this particular variety of pepper, I don't know if it's going to be hot or not. So I'm going to take a chance with it. And I think we got one right down there. Nice, big, plump red pod right there. Let's pull that one off. And as you can see, these pods are absolutely enormous this year. They usually don't get this big, but this is very, very big. It's like the size of a small bell pepper. Look at that thing. That is freaking huge. You could use this in the salad, that's for sure. You can just chop this whole thing up, providing it's not hot. Now, some of you really like them hot, and so maybe you want to eat a softball sized pepper that's gonna choke you to death, and you're okay with that. Me, no, I like a medium. So I wouldn't mind this being on the sweet side, to be honest with you. Let me bring you inside where it's a little better diffused light, should I say. So there it is right there. That's what it looks like. Now that's called a cup and saucer. This is the saucer, and that's the cup in the middle. Why they call it that, I don't know. It's a little lumpy on top, and I have had a couple of these. I thought I felt spikes on them, so that's got me a little nervous. Because usually when I feel spikes on the pepper, that is a sign that it picked up heat somewhere. So it's very possible there is a Trinidad Scorpion growing nearby. So hopefully it ain't picking up the heat from it. Because peppers sometimes will get hot for no reason at all, just by growing next to another hot pepper. And it has nothing to do with pollen or anything like that. They just pick up the heat. It just ramps up the capsaicin in the peppers that ain't even normally producing capsaicin. So that's it. Let's turn you around and give it a go. Alright guys, today we're going to do another pod review right here, and this is on the Trinidad Scorpion Sweet. And I did a review last year, and that was on a kind of a half the size pod, and it wasn't really bad at all. It was actually pretty sweet, and it was pretty nice. It was a very nice pleasure to eat that thing. But I can't say that's going to be the same again for this year. This pepper variety is like, it just seems like it does what it wants, and it could be a killer heat one like it was the first time, because that first time when I did the video about the pepper that almost killed me and all that, that pod was like this. It was like this size. It was an absolutely enormous size pod, and I thought it was sweet, and it was not sweet. It was the last thing from sweet. So anyway, that's it. Try to get you back a little. It's nice, big. I mean, look at the size of that, guys. That's a big one. Now, I got ones that are almost 1.5 times that size. It's like half of one of these bigger. It's just absolutely enormous, like the size of an apple. So anyway, without any further ado, let's give it a go. Okay, so let's let the heat build on this. There is some heat on this thing. I don't know if it's going to be scorpion heat or not, but There is heat on this. It's definitely got some heat. The flavor of it was nice. It was like eating a Trinidad Scorpion pepper. Nice. The flesh was chewy like gum. The heat is starting to get intense. Not real intense, but pretty intense, to be honest with you. This one's got some heat on it, guys. But it's nowhere near what a scorpion would be. Not even close. I'd say if I was to put a heat level on this, right now, with the way it's stinging the hell out of my tongue, it's pretty easy to swallow because the heat doesn't kick in right away. It's a creeper heat. So I'm getting a little throbbing in the throat. The end of my tongue is absolutely cooking right now. Intensely. Pretty intensely. About, I'd have to say it would, the heat from this is probably the upper range of the habanero. It's up there. It's got that heat of a habanero. But the high end of a habanero. Habaneros range between 100,000 somewhere around 350,000. And I've had habaneros that even got even hotter than that. But the general range is that range. I would say this is pushing up into the 275, 300 range. My mouth is cooking right now. It's almost hard for me to do this video because, you know, I'm salivating and I'm talking. It's like I don't want to be spitting all over the place. Oh, this thing has got some heat on it, guys. This thing is definitely pretty hot. Now, compared to a Trinidad Scorpion, no. It's about half the heat of that. It's definitely the heat of a habanero, the upper end range. That's where it is. But it's cooking. It's steady. It's hitting the back of the throat. Feels good. The tongue hurts a little bit. That's a little painful. It really hit that tongue very, very hard. The very tip of it. The tongue is kind of burning on the top but going back. But the pain is really the very tip of the tongue. I can't focus on anything else right now. That tip got lit up like a match. Didn't expect it. I had these before. And the heat on them were almost nothing. It was like, I don't know, maybe 5,000, 10,000 on Scovilles. It was really low. It's a good pepper. It's very nice. The texture of it, when I was chewing it, I can't even describe the texture. The texture is, it's a very strange kind of an effect. It's got that effect like habaneros, but a lot of the times I grow habaneros and they're crispy. I don't get that kind of soft, chewy gummy bear type effect. This gave me that effect. It's got a very nice fruity flavor, guys. Very, very nice. Very pleasant. If you're a hothead, this is nothing for you. Like if you're somebody who can eat reapers raw and you do it for the fun of it every day, and you know, this is nothing. You wouldn't even feel this. That's why they call it Trinidad Scorpion Sweet. But for people who are not hotheads and they are not used to eating Trinidad Scorpion or Buchaloki as raw, this is going to be the upper end of a habanero. If you're having trouble with eating habaneros raw, then this one would kind of fall into that same category. So keep that in mind. Just because it says it's sweet, it's not sweet. Believe me when I tell you, there's definitely some heat on here. That name is a misnomer. It's very deceiving. And if you don't know that, that's why I'm telling you in the video. If you don't know that, you're going to eat it. You're going to be like, I thought that was a sweet pepper. It's not a sweet pepper. And it's important to tell you that because a lot of people come into my website specifically looking for sweet peppers. They don't want peppers with heat in them because they might have irritable bowel syndrome or something like that. And eating hot peppers irritates you for days. And people who have IBS know exactly what I'm talking about. They don't want to hang around a toilet for the next 3 days. And that's kind of what would happen if you ate a hot pepper and you got IBS. Yes, you kind of get that effect from it. So they look for sweet peppers. It doesn't bother them. Like me, it doesn't bother me. This pepper's got some heat on it, and if you're going to eat it and you got IBS, you're going to have a problem with it. So anyway, that's really it. That was your pod review for the Trinidad Scorpion Sweet. I will put information in the description warning you that it is not a sweet pepper. It's just the name of the pepper. And that way you don't get fooled by it like I did. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care.